a house shape in the nebula, Bayt. The Noah narrative seems to contain a lost calendar system. We found the constellation letters spell out Tebah. Over the course of 40 days, the box rises up on the dense blue band of stars. Inside the Tebah, or box, we observe the constellation letter Aleph, ox, represented the clean animals in the Tebah. The letter Gimel represented the unclean animals. The next letter we want to consider inside the Tebah box would be Bet. Do you remember what the Hebrew letter Bet means? Gesenius reads, Bet, the second letter of the alphabet. The Hebrew name is contracted from Bayt, a house, a tent.
It's a sound from the consonant pairs group, and it's called the voiced bilabial stop. And this means that we use both of our lips to block our mouths. The B sound is made through the mouth and it's voiced, which means that we use our vocal cords to make the sound. It's defined by the shape of our lips and the motion of airflow through our mouths. And it's a stop sound, which is a sound made by building up air pressure by stopping airflow and then releasing it. In this case, we use our lips to make the stop and then release it. To produce the sound, bring both of your lips together and build up some pressure in your mouth, and then release it whilst voicing out at the same time. B, b, b.
The shape of the letter may be depicting the chamber of air in the top of your mouth used to make the B sound. Early on in this study, I gathered all the acrostic scriptures and grouped them together by letter. Even though the house or Bayt is not in the acrostics, I did notice that Bet is mostly used as a prefix, which has the meaning of in. Bet's prefix in makes sense as pertaining to being in a house. The word Bayt, or house, comes up twice in the Noah narrative. And the Lord said to Noah, Come thou and all thy house into the ark, for thee I have seen righteous before me in this generation. The context gives more details about what is in the house. There's his wife, his sons' wives, and food. Another occurrence of the word Bayt is a bit more difficult to pick out in the English translations, because it is in an adverb form. Genesis 6 reads, Make for yourself an ark of gopher wood, and you shall make the ark with rooms, and shall cover it inside and out with pitch. The translator translated it as inside with a mem prefix. Mibait, adverb on the inside of a building or chest. Well, wait 1 second. It will be easy to find almost any letter at the start of various words in the narrative. True, there are lots of words and phrases that start with Bet. There's basar, flesh, bo, come, bekofer, in pitch, et beriti, my covenant, behema, beasts or animals, and ben, sons. Yet we are not just using any word from the narrative that starts with Bet. We are finding the traditional meanings of the letters, then looking to see if there is something similar in the dense nebulous that match both the letter shape and the narrative. Each letter name has a meaning. What if the traditional letter names and meanings today are not the same as they were in the past? Well, this may be true, which can indeed make this puzzle particularly challenging to decipher. Did I not say at the beginning that this is not an easy task? Clues may be found in the traditional meanings. Several traditional meanings are found in the acrostic scriptures, and these traditional meanings are still taught today to children. So, where is this Bet or house nebula? The most basic shape of a house is 4 walls and a door to protect the people and their food from the elements. For house, I first did an image search for ancient houses in Israel, Mesopotamia, and Egypt. The later Iron Age style homes in Israel are called 4-room houses. For this particular letter and meaning, I found 2, even 3 locations. First, a 3-dimensional building, with the roof making up the top of the bit, and the wall and the floor making up the other pen strokes. If we look at the same region of stars, but this time on the eastern horizon, shapes of 2 houses may be picked out. This got me really excited. However, we will not go into details on these at this time. It seems that the letters that make up the words of Scripture appear to have traditional names that describe a region of sky in a calendar system. If the nations and Israel of the past worship things like the ox, it would make sense that the Hebrew letters draw attention away from the object to focus on the sounds that make up the word. Could it be that early on they were separating the worship of the stars and astrology, and instead focusing on categorizing and labeling regions of space with symbols in order to track the passage of time? Next, we will look at the letters Dalet and He. Any guesses on how they fit into the Noah narrative?